Hi, welcome to Global Village TV. At Global Village TV, we engage our viewers with some of the day-to-day issues affecting the global village. We stand up against human rights abuses, social injustice, environmental pollution, child abuse, abject poverty, and many more. We have something for viewers of all ages, children, the youth, adults, young and old. So stay tuned in and don't go anywhere.
Hello, welcome to the Global Village Television. At Global Village Television, we talk about some of the basic issues affecting mankind. In this case, the program I'm going to introduce to you is called Radical Therapy for Africa, Radical Therapy for Africa series. As the name suggests, it will dedicate itself with some of the problems affecting Africa. Before I continue, I want to shortly introduce myself. My name is Dr. Peprah-Gyamfi. I'm a medical doctor, author, and evangelist. I grew up in a little village in Ghana called Pitimpi, a very deprived village where I spent around 20 years of my life there. Eventually, in my desire to study medicine, I traveled to Nigeria, which is to the east of Ghana. We passed first Togo, Benin, Nigeria, where I stayed almost 18 months and worked first as a construction assistant and then as a people teacher, and I bought my ticket. I went to Germany as an asylum seeker. Eventually, I studied medicine. After living in Germany for about 20 years, I moved to the UK where I'm currently resident. So that is the experience of my life, and based on the experience of my life, I'm trying to sort out the best way to deal with some of Africa's problems. Indeed, on the very first day I arrived in West Berlin, that was 1982, I started asking myself the question, why the vast difference in the development of Africa compared to to Europe? So now, as I said, I've all the time been trying to think of any way that can help Africa, any ideas. So I got the inspiration, as a doctor, I just got the inspiration to just consider Africa as a patient who has come to a doctor for treatment. And basically, when a person who is unwell visits a doctor, he carries out what is called medical diagnosis, the process of determining the disease condition affecting the patient. Basically, it involves, you take the history of the patient, you examine the patient, clinical examination, and then you carry out some investigations, lab, X-ray, MRI, etc. And then from all this history and investigations, you have an idea of the condition afflicting the patient. So then you develop a therapy plan. And I don't want to go into details, but the therapy plan can be based of two aspects. Either you do conservative therapy, that is, you avoid surgery. And conservative therapy, you give medication or maybe physiotherapy to alleviate the conditions of the patient. So that is the situation. So I'm dealing with patient Africa, and that is what I've written in two books. There are two books. One is called Radical Therapy for Africa's Look-alike. That is one of the first books. And the second one is Antidote 80/20, Antidote 80/20, Best Medicine for Africa's Crippling Disability. These are two books that I've written. I will launch them on the 21st of September in Accra. It's a global event. And before I do that, I'm trying to just whet the appetite of listeners to the idea of what this book is about. I'm also using this opportunity to invite the global audience to partake in this book launch event. So now, as I said, the doctor has the possibility of either going the conservative therapy method of medication or physiotherapy, or surgery. And in the case of surgery, the doctor also has options. Like if a patient comes to you with the inflammation of the bowel, appendicitis, then you do curative. You do the surgery, you remove the inflamed organ, and then you seal it, and the patient recovers from this curative therapy. There are some cases also when the doctor has to do radical surgery. That means after you have to expand the surgery to remove a lot of things. You call it radical surgery. And then there's one called palliative surgery, like a case where, for example, if a patient is having cancer and the cancer has spread to the extent that there's no hope, but maybe if the cancer is pressing on the gullet, so the patient is not able to swallow, then though even the surgery will not heal the patient, you carry out the surgery so that you get a passage for fluid, so to make the patient feel comfortable, whilst though you cannot cure the patient 100%. Okay, so I got a vision. I considered a vision where I met Africa, who is a patient, and I came up with my therapy plan. So I decided to go for the radical surgery, radical therapy. So some of the therapy plans I suggested may seem very radical, but having considered the condition of Africa over the last 60 years after independence, in my view, we need a more radical approach. So this is by the way of introducing the book that is coming out very soon. It's almost finished, but I'm trying to organize, as I said, a global event. So that is by the way of introduction. Everybody is invited. If you cannot attend yourself, you can just spread the message. And to follow up, to keep yourself updated on the events, please subscribe to this channel so that I'll give you updates as from time to time. And there are some prizes to win. For this event. As I said, it's meant for everyone, but in particular for the youth, because in my view, they are the futures of leaders of tomorrow, the youth of Africa. In my book, even I did apologize to the youth of Africa that my generation, we have left them down. Though I did not actively take part in the running of the continent, in my view, our generation has let them down. And what I see is a governing class of elites who are not doing anything to alleviate, or not doing much to alleviate poverty in Africa. So thank you very much for your time, and as I said, keep tuned and subscribe to this program. Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome to Global Village TV. At Global Village TV, we engage our viewers with some of the day-to-day issues affecting the global village. We stand up against human rights abuses, social injustice, environmental pollution, child abuse, abject poverty, and many more. We have something for viewers of all ages, children, the youth, adults, young and old. So stay tuned in and don't go